Yo, what's up guys, Gray here, and today we've got our week 2 battle of the UBL off-season. We're going up against Gokey and his Milwaukee Medichams. Really great guy. Honestly, like one of the nicest guys in the draft league community. Like, yeah, just a really genuine person. Fantastic content creator as well, really energetic. So make sure to go check him out. His link will be down in the description, potentially below. Hopefully it'll be below. I think there's no paste bin at the moment, so if it's not, it's not. I'll try and link it regardless. But yeah, I don't remember much of this matchup, I'll be honest. I just remember that I had a Magmortar that was meant to have an Earthquake. It wouldn't gen, so instead we have got Low Kick, which actually will work out better because he bought the Bouffalon, which, granted, Magmortar's not a check to Bouffalon, but that certainly is quite nice. He brings everything that I didn't want to see. The Altaria, honestly, I don't know whether I'm happy or sad to see that, but it definitely checks my Magmortar pretty well. I also did not bring really anything for it, so it could be a bit of an issue. Really wishing I went Ocker, but then again, he has got two things that can easily burn me, so there is that. If it's physical, I doubt it'll be physical. I think it'll probably be special, but watch me now be physical with dual wing beat. Yeah, this thing will be able to deal with it fairly well. In fact, this is a pretty good check to majority of his team. Fairly happy to lead off with him on top. I won't say Jan. It's not Jan. It's him on top. Yeah, so we were meant to play this game about an hour ago. I got home from work a little bit late. I started putting food on a little bit late. My dinner was like super late because I was trying to gen whilst eating, and unfortunately my Magmortar would not gen. Just wouldn't gen. No matter what I tried, it just wouldn't happen. That's the Raichu, that's fine. His close combat switch-ins are limited. Honestly, his general switch-ins are limited. To hit him on top. I'm fairly happy just go for a triple axle because it should do the most damage to what I'm expecting to be an Altaria switch-in. He doesn't have a whole lot of switch-ins. Corruption, I mean it works. Okay, it's Rocky Helmet. That's a problem. That's honestly rude. Can only hit twice. Eesh. Well, yeah, that's just not great, is it? Gonna go out into my Guzzlord. This shouldn't be able to do anything outside of Toxic me, and it probably will. Yeah, Rocky Helmet honestly was the worst situation for me. I meant to say before this game started, by the way, like, Gokey has been like properly popping off recently. Like, he's been doing really well. He just goes for Hex, let's do 2. Yeah, that did roughly that much. He doesn't necessarily switch into Dark Pulse at all. He didn't bring the Swirlix. That was his fairy type. That's why Guzzlord is pretty free. I was gonna go with just a spec set, but I decided not to in the end for some reason. I think it's because I wanted high horsepower to be able to hit the Colossal, because I didn't have a whole lot to hit that. I think Colossal might be a switch-in. Volga, that sounds like a Colossal. That is a Colossal. Let's have a look how much this does. That's doing some decent damage. 31 to 37? No. This is Fizz Def? Nah, it's gotta be nah, doesn't gotta be Fizz. It could be Fizz Def. That's doing, looks like Fizz Def damage. So high horsepower is not doing enough damage. What am I switching to this? What I honestly didn't bring one. So I think Dark Pulsing again is probably the best play. Maybe getting that flinch. High horsepower to a fully Fizz Def. Colossal was never doing enough. He goes for a Scold. That should also do very little. no burn. Thank you. And honestly, Dark Pulse looks like it's just going to pick up the KO, so the high horsepower tech just was completely unnecessary. As Ghost Lord is going to pick up the KO here. I could have high horsepower just for the BM, but at the same time, I said a BM just to show off the tech. It's not really BM. it's not BM at all. He goes into Altaria. My one and only switching to it is kind of dead. So Altaria actually is kind of scary in this game, not gonna lie. Depending on its moveset, Sunset is the Altaria, that was to be expected. Does Draco from this actually kill me? I'm intrigued. Does Draco actually kill me? I want to say it does. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't. It could have Moonblast as well, actually. Like, Moonblast... I kind of want to scout for it. Moonblast does less than Draco. If it's not invested... If it is invested... It'd have to be, like, Modest, I think, to knock me out. Even if it's Modest... It actually doesn't knock me out. I could go for a Draco myself here. I mean, this is nice for the rest of the game, but I don't think it's... it could be a little nice for... You know what? It's Dragon Pulse as well, so this will do even less. If it's the Specs, I think that's the only way it does enough. Okay, it's Specs. Well, it's a crit. I assume that would have to be Specs to have done that much. Sorry, it's Life Orb. I don't think that knocked me out. Modest. We're just going to check this quickly. Oh yeah, that never knocked me out without a crit. That's unfortunate. I mean, I'm pretty sure this thing will get, like, some form of water move. It doesn't, okay. Does it get Grass Knot? Didn't check that before we went into this. Solar Beam, and we know it's not Power Herb, so this should be fine. Rocks are really not necessary at all in this game. They're not necessary at all. I do think he's going to switch. Do I have adequate Steelix switch-ins? Adequate is not the word I would use, but I kind of want a high horsepower on the switch. I'm just going to Rock Blast. Steelix is obviously here, like a perfectly good switch in here. Yeah, it's going to be the Steelix because that's shiny as gold. High horsepower probably would have done about 10% anyway. This is a Steelix. Perhaps should have just clicked Stealth Rock actually, that would have been fine. I can actually switch this into Altaria I think in the future. But my switch-ins to this don't exist. So how much are you doing to a Steelix? Do you know what? That's actually doing respectable damage. He can't do too much in return to me. Unless he has Aqua Tail, and then yes he can. He can do a pretty good amount to me in return. And he is faster as well, that's good to note. That he is fairly speedy. I mean, Guzzlord would have been something of a switch into that. But, do we need to keep Ride on? I mean, at this point, like, a Boufflant is just going to sweep us. Raichu is looking like a problem. Altaria is a big problem. I mean, this is less than ideal. If Altaria was dead, it would be a little bit easier, but I can't complain. I'm just going to go into my Hitmontop and I'm going to click Earthquake. It's not going to do enough. I'm very aware it's not going to do enough. Just goes for the Aqua Tail again. Actually, it might do enough. Just considering the fact that he's going to withdraw. I expect the this thing to come back in. But all damage is good damage here. And we don't have Guzzlord, so switching into this is going to prove tough. Do I just want to click Earthquake again? Yes. Because that looks like it should knock out next turn. So he connects with the Willow. So Willow Hex is going to be a thing that happens. It wouldn't be Calm Mind or Rest, would it? It could be Rest. It's not shown an item, so it could very well be Rest. If that's the case, I still don't have great switch into this. I'm just going to go for the EQ and see whether or not he is. It's just going for Hex. That's fine. So we can take out the Spiritomb, which would have been great for the Hitmontop, if the Hitmontop was still alive. That shouldn't be quicker. What's your Surf switch in? Not great. What does this bring in? Maybe the Altaria? I think going you and Thunderbolting, I think it's probably going to be my best play. It's not looking great, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I think just clicking Thunderbolt is going to be the best play, because at least I won't lower my special attack in knocking this out. Like, this has really no use anymore, I would say. Outside maybe burning my Scavalier, but we are Lum, which now is completely useless. Now wishing I was Ocker to be able to do things and stuff. Okay, so Altaria is looking like a real problem, not gonna lie. Goes into Saber, that is the Bouffalon. Okay, so this probably, if I had to guess, could be Scarf, firstly. Why is that the Bouffalon set that comes up? Let's try this again. There we go, that's better. That's a better set. Overheat does a ton. I mean, this still takes a hit from like everything on this team. But at the same time, unless it's Choice Band, actually, it shouldn't knock me out. I'm fairly physically defensive. So I think I just want to go for an Overheat here. Getting my damage off on this could be big. He's Choice Scarf, I assume? No, he doesn't have to be Choice Scarf. And we are going to miss. It's just not our game. It's I'm fairly willing to admit right now, it's just not our game. I mean, this is gonna go down. That's super unfortunate. Like, Magmortar has done nothing for me in these two games. Not gonna lie, it hasn't done shit for me in this first two games. I mean, I've got to go into Scavalier. It's the only thing I can go into. And I guess Knockoff. It's probably going to be Fire Fang, if I had to assume. It's going to be Fire Fang on the Steelix. This could possibly have a fire move. Just get Flame Charge. Get Flame Charge, Bouffalon will be fire. I wouldn't be mad. It's when it just pulls out the Flare Blitz. This is the Raichu, okay. That does much damage. Sashed. I'm going into my own Raichu, because my own Raichu is my switch into Raichu. And I mean, the Scavalier probably is my win con here. Knock off. I see you. That does so much damage. That's a physical one if ever I've seen it. Surf is free. Free enough. Losing my AV kind of sucked though. Yeah, speed. Surf might knock me out to not AV. It doesn't. That was a crit as well. Like I said, probably not our game, but shout out to the Raichu versus Shiny Raichu matchup. That's something you do love to see. Not entirely sure how I'm dealing with the Altaria at this point, but my Rhydon exists. This I'm going to assume is Choice Scarf, the way he's bringing it in. I don't, straight up don't have a switch into this, so incoming death. But maybe he's not. Maybe he's not Choice Scarf, and I just, you know, clicked Volt Switch all willy-nilly like that, and I'm about to get completely fucked up by an Earthquake on something else. No, he is Scarf. He's put himself at -1 though. That's, I'll never crit, but that one didn't matter. That one certainly did not. I mean, he would have killed like 3 Raichus with that hit, I'm pretty sure, so I'm not complaining. Yeah. Let's see what we can... what little damage we can do to a Steelix. I mean, I'm assuming Steelix is going to come in. So do I want to go... I mean, it doesn't matter if I go Rhydon. Rhydon doesn't outspeed. Drill Run would do enough. If it's not max HP, Knockoff doesn't do enough. I would have to go Drill Run here. And he probably will know that. Fuck it. Ah, he stayed in. He's at -2 though. He's at -2. Maybe this kills? I doubt it. But maybe. High crit chance on that move, and unfortunately wasn't to be. So we do lose now. I guaranteed. I'm just going to Drill Run again. At this point, there is no point in trying to play around it, because that Steelix is quicker than both of my last 2 mons. We do pick up the kill though. Earthquake will always do enough damage. Always. If I just clicked Iron Head, I think on that Bouffalon it died, but going into this, I'm just going to go ahead and try and bank on him missing a Fire Blast, if he's got Fire Blast. Flamethrower, nah, he's safe. And we are unfortunately going to lose this game. But you know, it is what it is. I think there was some better plays we could have made. There were some things that were somewhat unavoidable. But that's Mons for you. After what I did to Lucas the other day, I deserved to get crit about 4 times in a game. Karma do be coming back round. I'm going to predict him to go into Steelix. Because fuck it, why not? Oh, I lived! I could have picked up that differential. That all-important differential that could have done absolutely nothing for me. So yeah, that's going to be a GG. It's an unfortunate game, not going to lie. But you know, shit happens, especially when you have had the luck that I have had recently. Yeah, I'm not going to complain when I lose to hacks, like, shit happens. But yeah, make sure to go check out Gokey's side. I'm sure it's probably much more entertaining. Like, he's a generally very entertaining content creator, so yeah, absolutely go and check him out. I don't know who we play next week. I have no idea what the schedule is, but yeah, this was a suboptimal game, we'll say that. But hopefully, like, the hacks is out of the way for the season. I'm gonna say it, like, hopefully that's just like, oh yeah, that was one to write off, and the rest of the season will be fine. But who knows? If you did enjoy the battle, please leave a like, subscribe. The support is greatly appreciated. Until the next one, have a great day, guys.